Hello heroes and villains, welcome to Multiverse. Just a short video to say thank you. I got a little message from YouTube telling me that a few days ago we crossed 10 million views with our little channel. So again guys, for that I have to say thank you because without you guys, none of that would be possible. When I started this little channel, I never thought we would get as many subscribers as we have or as many views as we have. Also, we're pretty close to 28,000 subscribers. Last I checked, we were missing about 130 or 150 subscribers to reach 28,000. But also, reaching 10 million views, I have to admit, it's a number so big, it never even occurred to me that that was even achievable. Especially early on, when I was getting 5, 10, 20 views per videos, and sometimes when one of my video would go viral, I would get like 400 views. Reaching 10,000 views did not seem to be something that would be possible. But as time went by, with each new video that would be posted, obviously there would be new views, but also those videos would bring in new subscribers, and the increase of subscribers kind of seems to match sometimes with the increases of views as well. Like nowadays we can pretty much track our views in real time, and I remember a time where I would get like 15 views per 48 hours, as opposed to later on when the amount of subscribers increased, then we would get 20,000 views per 48 hours. Although it hasn't been a linear growth, at some point it did look like it was not quite, it wasn't linear, it wasn't quite exponential either, it was sort of somewhere in between, and it is still kind of somewhere in between. Although it also depends on the content being released. Basically, whenever we get a new DLC or a new time capsule or a new event, it will increase the amount of views pretty drastically. As opposed to if we're a couple of months without any new actual content, then yeah, the amount of views will go down. So it's not only constant growth. The growth does go up and down depending on the content being released. We can pretty much see a cycle. For example, when Christmas comes around, basically the 22nd, 23rd of December, just before Christmas, the views go way down, and they pick up around January 7th when we get the anniversary event. Then the views will go down after the Valentine's seasonal. They'll pick up a bit for the St. Patrick's seasonal, but not that much. Usually views will really pick up when we get the next DLC, sometimes in April or May. And usually the views would pick up and up and up all the way until July 4th. On July 4th, then the views would drop like a rock for pretty much most of the summer. Although for the past few years, it actually started to drop pretty much around June 1st. It used to drop around July 4th, like clockwork. Every year, July 4th, views will drastically go down and people would pretty much be gone for the summer vacations. But for the past couple of years, it pretty much started almost June 1st. Not exactly, the views do go down June 1st, but not as drastically as they used to go down on July 4th. And then July 4th, there's another drop, a pretty drastic drop. But I guess a lot of people are a bit tired of being locked down for the past 2 years. So as soon as summer comes around the corner, they stop playing video games and they will go back outside. So the past few years did seem to change people's habits, where they try to enjoy the summer a bit earlier than the previous years. And for DC Universe Online, that pretty much means that the summer break that used to start July 4th, all the way to pretty much end of August, early September, nowadays that summer break starts pretty much June 1st. So take out a pen and a piece of paper. I guarantee you that starting June 1st, there are people who are going to complain that the game is dead because they won't see as many people in the game as usual. But it just will mean that the summer vacation finally started. There are a few people that do come back for the summer seasonal, but not that much. Although there was an exception, like when we got the Wonder Woman DLC, I think it was early August. So when we got the Wonderverse DLC, we did see quite a boost in viewers, which is usually unusual for the month of August. But again, thanks to having a new DLC at that time, it did bring back a lot of viewers. And then later on we have events like Batman Day. Usually Batman Day brings back a whole bunch of people. The Halloween seasonal brings back a whole bunch of people. So usually things starts picking back up for September. And they pick up and up and up. Basically Batman Day we get more people. Halloween we get more people. And usually we get a new DLC around October, November. So when we get the new DLC we get a whole bunch of new people. Or a whole bunch of people who do come back. until we reached December 23rd, and then again around December 22nd, December 23rd, views drop like a rock until we get the anniversary event, and then the cycle starts over again. And of course, during the year, there's a whole bunch of other stuff that will give a boost to viewership. Whenever we get a new time capsule, there will be a boost in viewership. Whenever we get a new resurgence, we get capsule, a new booster bundle. Basically, whenever we get something new added to the game, it does bring back some extra viewers. Although depending on the content, the amount of viewers will vary. For example, for the Flashpoint Batman time capsule, a lot of people came back for that time capsule. For the Joker time capsule, or even worse, for the Cersei time capsule, which was pretty much a cyberpunk time capsule, and not a lot of people came back for those, sadly. It did give a slight boost, but if you take a look at the videos for the Hekadi crown, the videos for the hairstyle, the cybernetic hairstyle, or the Technomancer emblems, people didn't care about those very much. So sadly, if people are very happy with the new content being released, there will be a lot of views. People will be interested in watching videos about that content. If people don't really care about the content, they're not going to watch the videos. It's sad, but that's how it is. Although we do have the next DLC that's just around the corner, so that should bring back a whole bunch of people, and it should pretty much increase the views. Also, we had people that had been asking pretty much for years and years and years for this Universal 9 to use the milestone characters, especially Static and Icon. Icon has been highly requested, and people have been asking also for an Icon style. So hopefully we will get some Icon style in the new rewards for the milestone DLC. I guess we're gonna have to wait and see for that. So we will get a new DLC with the milestone characters. So in theory, that should bring back a whole bunch of people. We'll see. Sadly, sometimes people will ask and ask and ask for something, and when we finally do get that something, people don't show up. Sadly, that happens. And one last thing, I can already hear you ask when we will get the new DLC. Sadly, we don't have access to the DLC on the test server just yet. So it takes at the release 2 weeks, maybe a bit more, to be able to test a new DLC. So sadly at this point, it seems obvious that we will get the next DLC only in April, and probably mid-April. If all goes well, I assume we'll get the new DLC mid-April. Although sadly sometimes things go wrong, so if something goes wrong on the test server and it takes longer to test the next DLC, then we might get the next DLC only towards the end of April. At this point in time, we don't really know. Again, my guesstimation would be we will probably get the DLC mid-April, but just to be on the safe side, expect the next DLC towards the end of April so that you don't get disappointed. So again guys, I have to say a big thank you. We crossed 10 million views, and it's all thanks to you. Obviously guys, without you, this channel would not be what it is, and I'm very grateful for that. So once more guys, thank you. You guys are awesome.